In the harsh mountains of Afghanistan, where ancient legends whisper through deep valleys and remote caves, something extraordinary happened in 2002 that would challenge our understanding of reality. A US Special Forces team encountered something so incredible, so beyond their combat training, that their story would echo through military circles for years to come. What began as a routine search and rescue mission in Kandahar province would end in a confrontation that some would call impossible. The mountains of Kandahar province have always been an unforgiving place. Jagged peaks pierce the sky like nature's watchtowers, while deep valleys and hidden caves provide perfect cover for those who wish to remain unseen. In 2002, during the early phases of the war in Afghanistan, these mountains held secrets that would shake the foundation of what American soldiers thought possible. It started with silence. A patrol had gone missing in one of the most remote areas of the province. Their radio communication suddenly cut off. In response, a special forces team was dispatched. Seasoned operators who had seen their share of combat but could never have prepared for what awaited them. The team moved through the treacherous terrain with practiced precision, following protocols they'd drilled countless times. The weather that day was typical for the region. Clear skies and harsh sun beating down on the rocky landscape. The team advanced carefully through the mountainous terrain, their eyes scanning for any sign of their missing comrades. Each step took them deeper into territory that seemed to grow more ominous by the moment. As they approached a particular section of the mountains, they noticed unusual patterns in the scattered rocks. One soldier later recalled how the hairs on the back of his neck stood up at the sight. Then came the discovery that changed everything. Near the mouth of a cave, they spotted fragments of bones. More alarming still, pieces of their missing team's communications equipment lay scattered nearby. The soldiers quickly and silently moved into a defensive formation, their training taking over as they prepared for what they assumed would be an ambush. The cave entrance loomed before them, a dark moor in the mountainside. The area in front of the cave offered limited space, with a sheer drop-off on one side that made their positioning even more crucial. A humanoid figure, dwarfing even the largest men they had ever seen, emerged from the cave's shadows, defying explanation. Standing between 12 and 15 feet tall, the being had to duck to exit the cave opening. Its most striking feature was its long flowing hair, not dark like the local population, but a brilliant scarlet red. Dan, one of the most experienced operators, was the first to react. Breaking the paralyzed silence, he charged forward, his weapon blazing. His bravery, however, would cost him dearly. The giant moved with impossible speed for its size, wielding what witnesses described as a pike-like weapon. In one fluid motion, it impaled Dan, lifting his body as if it were only a combat pack. The sight of their fellow soldier, skewered by this impossible opponent, galvanized the remaining team members into action. The air filled with the deafening sound of coordinated gunfire as they engaged the threat.
"Shoot him in the face!"
became their rallying cry, their voices barely audible over the rapport of their weapons. Despite taking multiple direct hits, it continued to advance on their position. The bullets seemed to have little initial effect, as if they were firing at a target far more durable than human flesh. Yet the team maintained their discipline, falling back on their training even in this unprecedented situation. The team maintained their coordination, adjusting their positions and fire patterns with the precision that marked them as elite operators. Their concentrated fire finally took its toll. When it finally fell, the impact shook the ground beneath their feet. The team maintained their defensive positions, unwilling to assume the threat had ended. What happened next suggested this encounter, however incredible, might not have been entirely unexpected by higher authorities. Within a remarkably short time, a helicopter appeared overhead, dropping cargo netting. This was quickly followed by a larger helicopter equipped with lifting gear. Following the encounter, their superiors instructed the team to change their after-action reports, removing all mention of the giant's true nature. Word spread through military channels, with additional witnesses emerging to corroborate various aspects of the account. One particularly compelling testimony came from a pilot who transported the remains. He described cargo that precisely matched the soldier's account. The story of the Kandahar giant continued to circulate among military personnel. Another special operations soldier, though not present at the encounter, reported hearing consistent accounts shortly after the incident. The local context added another layer of intrigue to the encounter. Legends of extraordinary beings have long steeped the mountains of Afghanistan. The region's folklore tells of mysterious giants who guard remote mountain passes and ancient caves. Today, the giant of Kandahar stands as one of the most compelling mysteries to emerge from the war in Afghanistan, yet questions remain. Could there be evidence of giant humanoids hidden in the world's most remote regions? Why was the military prepared to handle such an encounter? The answers remain elusive, but the story of the Kandahar giant continues to captivate those who hear it. If this encounter with the unknown has sparked your curiosity, you won't want to miss our other videos exploring the mysteries of the unknown.